Altered Beast. Yeah, if you're a gamer and you're old enough to remember Ninja Turtles, you've probably heard of it. It was a popular game that was stapled to Sega Genesis consoles when you saved up enough money to find out for yourself what Nintendo owned. Though originally it was an arcade game. Here's what you don't remember. It was strange. You're saying, it's not that weird. And that's because either you weren't paying enough attention when you were playing it, or because this game subliminally tricks you into thinking it's pretty normal. And you played right into its hands. Okay, let's start with a basic concept. The hero is a centurion who died in battle, resurrected by Zeus as some kind of zombie warrior to rescue Athena from some bald guy who kidnapped her for some reason which is not explained in the slightest. Yeah, he's pretty much the ancient Greek equivalent of Koopa.
Rise from your grave!
Come on, it's fun to say. Especially the home console version with a funny digitized voice.
Rise from your grave.
Okay, it's based on Greek mythology, so it's okay to expect a few strange concepts like human-animal hybrids, men giving birth through their foreheads, and... Okay, bad example. My point is that with a setting, there are certain things that you should be willing to accept. Now, centurions were Roman and didn't exist in ancient Greece, but let's let that slide. Let's just call it a Greco-Roman fantasy setting. How this Frankenstein soldier defeats the bald guy's armies of monsters is through some hard punches, some really wussy-looking kicks, and of course weird floating orbs that increase his strength to Hulk-like proportions. Nothing makes your wussy-looking kicks seem impressive, quite like magical shockwaves. What is the point to this attack? You can't hit anything with it no matter how hard you try. I don't remember any of these monsters being in Greek mythology, but for the most part they sort of fit. You've got zombies, two-headed wolves, this stupid thing, and some kind of gargoyle, I guess. Glowing white two-headed wolves show up sporadically to provide you power-ups. Collect enough, and you turn into a werewolf. I really don't think there were werewolves in Greek mythology, but like I said... Actually, no. I can accept Roman centurions because the Romans adapted a lot of their culture from Greeks, including mythology, but I am very sure there were no werewolves anywhere in the Iliad, the Odyssey, or the Roman Empire. And if they were, they didn't throw Hadokens. Okay, I can see by the look on your face you're still not convinced. Which brings us to the boss. This sketchy bald man calmly awaits you, shooting lightning from his fingertips to pass the time, I guess. If you could, you would too. Now, a guy who can shoot lightning sounds impressive enough, but that's just his warm-up.
Welcome to your doom.
Oh snap. Whatever this guy is gonna turn into, it's gonna... be... the heck? Okay, so he turns into a giant horned creature that can't move because it's buried up to its waist in bones. And as an attack, he rips off his head and throws it at you. By the dozens! He throws hundreds of his own heads at you, which just regrow instantly for the next volley. Come on, this is just so unnecessarily weird. This guy can shoot lightning and turn into any shape he wants, and he decides to be a creature that can only attack by throwing its face? Almost anything I can think of would make a better attack. Why doesn't he shoot lightning? That's pretty useful, isn't it? Maybe you don't really notice it while you're playing because you're trying to concentrate on beating him, but after playing I look back on my experience and say to myself, his many flying disembodied heads are flying at me, screaming or roaring as they streak through the sky before falling to their swift demise, bursting like balloons as they hit the grass. Have I accepted this as a reasonable reality? In level 2, the hero doesn't turn into a werewolf, but a dragon. But at least this one's pretty consistent. It has electric powers, and I honestly don't have a problem with that. That's pretty cool. But in level 3, he turns into a bear that turns people to stone when he breathes on them. Thus, I hereby declare the Altered Beast Werebear the official winner of Tom's 2010 Makes Perfect Sense Award. At this point they ran out of ideas and made the level 4 creature a Tiger Man. And then in level 5 it's a werewolf again, but this time a golden werewolf. While the various animal forms eventually become relatively, unweird, the enemies and bosses continue to be strange. Check out these zombies shuffling around while carrying their own heads in their arms. and this spherical frog thing that goes concave when you kick it. It also likes to latch onto your head and just sit there. And you have these bipedal wasps with stingers placed way too suggestively for it to be an accident, right? Could this have been an unfortunate coincidence? Also, exploding zombies. Exploding zombies. In the last level, we have... what's this, a nautilus? I don't know, any kind of fish on land is kind of weird to me. And satyrs, or something, that hop around, which you can easily defeat by kicking them in the... ow. Also, you get these unicorn guys, which are probably the most flamboyantly awesome monster ever. I'm not even criticizing that, that's just fabulous. And of course, big boar-headed dudes that twirl tonfas around.
Welcome to your doom.
The second boss is this uber ludicrous plant thing that shoots eyeballs at you. Okay, I have put some careful thought into this, and I have not been able to come up with a single more useless part of the body that someone could use to attack someone with, or any part of any animal's body. I defy you to come up with anything that is even less of a weapon than an eyeball. Go ahead, try. A tongue? Not even close. An ear? No. Maybe an internal organ? Like your brain? Well, the brain is pretty soft, but I'm pretty sure having a whole brain lobbed at you would be more painful than an eyeball. I think it's the softest thing in your entire body. Maybe a biology major out there could prove me wrong, but the rest of you might as well agree with me. This is just such a bizarre idea for an attack. How about the level 3 boss? A dragon snail? I have no idea. In level 4, our villain turns into a floating lizard that gives birth to fireballs. Honestly, this guy can transform into anything. So why doesn't he quit screwing around, just turn into a giant rhino man? Huh, this guy can have a good idea. Okay, so I guess that's all there is to it. After this, Athena is rescued, and then it's revealed that the whole game was actually a movie. So what does that mean? If he's just a guy in a werewolf suit and it wasn't computer generated, how did they do all the gore and the other weird special effects? And all the times the hero got killed and then returns to life with Zeus's encouraging words of never give up? That was just in the script? Or was that ad-libbed or what? What kind of movie would have the hero die dozens of times? What was this thing? A guy in a costume? A puppet? Where'd they get all those head props? Okay, my brain just shut off.
Welcome to your doom.